Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to call the special called meeting of the Rockingham County Board of Commissioners to order. We have one purpose for this meeting, and that is to consider needs-based public capital fund for Huntsville Elementary School classroom addition. That's the only item on the agenda. Gentlemen, with that in mind, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Move approval of the agenda as presented.
All right, motion by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner Powell. We do have Commissioner Travis is at work. We did offer to him the ability to call in, and I have not heard from Commissioner Travis. I believe, I don't know if any other commissioner has heard from Commissioner Travis. I think, Lance, you said you had spoke to him and he's not calling in.
He said he wasn't able to call in.
Okay.
Due to work related.
Okay. With that, we will turn it over to our superintendent, Mr. Stover.
Thank you, Commissioners. Before I start my very brief remarks about the Huntsville edition, I want to personally thank both the county staff led by County Manager Metzler and the commissioners for your support, and first of all for your patience in helping me get through transition back into North Carolina after a 15-year absence, and sharpening my skills when it comes to working collaboratively with the county commissioner. I can tell you this. In all my conversations I've had with everyone, I've been so impressed with the support that the commissioners have offered, and I look forward to the start of a collaboration and more future and better collaboration on our part. I think we have the infrastructure in place with our joint facilities committee and our joint curriculum committee, and I plan to use that moving forward to make sure that we're all moving in the same direction and that we're supporting our students, staff, and all of our parents and families that count on the school system so much. And so again, thank you for your patience with me, more so than anything else. I know there have been a couple of missteps, but those have been errors of omission and not commission. The reason we rise for you today is to ask you to approve the needs-based capital grant that our board approved in our last meeting to add an addition to Huntsville Elementary School. This addition is needed due to anticipated housing in the area. What we did is we looked at where the housing was projected to come through the ORED study, and we have that that for you right in front of you. That says where we think the optimal school site should go. Instead of building a new school, we thought we could just increase the capacity, at least in the elementary area at Huntsville Elementary, by adding an 8-classroom addition. This grant was roughly around $4.8 million. 95% comes from lottery proceeds, and 5% has to come from other revenue other than state revenue. And so that is why we're here, and the reason we're choosing Huntsville as our preferred site is if you look at that the map that we gave you and you look at the red line, the growth is much more skewed towards Huntsville, and it is better situated to handle an increased capacity. I'm here if you have any questions.
And Mr. Stover, I believe you have some very preliminary numbers.
Yes.
Of course, we're on day 2 of the school year, and so you really set your numbers based on day 10, I
Right.
believe. And but at least through day 1, you do have an increase in enrollment at Huntsville at this point. Is that right?
Yes, sir. At the end of June, on June 2nd, the enrollment at Huntsville, not including pre-K kids, was 377. The enrollment as of today, not including pre-K kids, is 401. And so in less than 2 months, we've already seen growth. I checked with some other area schools, and they actually were right where they ended at the end of the year compared to this year. So we're already seeing growth creep up into Huntsville. While it has capacity, when you see this quicker growth, it makes you want to ensure that you can handle that moving forward.
Well, I believe y'all also, y'all being the school system and the school board, also have been participating in meetings with the county, and you're aware of the number of developments along that corridor and the number of potential houses if everything is built out. And that has a lot to do with you bringing this to us at this time as well.
Exactly. We did, in our meetings with the Joint Facilities Committee between the school board and the county commission, as well as we asked NC State to do a study on growth, potential growth through ORAD, which is an organization within NC State, and they said, projected that our facilities should be fine in almost all areas except for the southwest quadrant of the county where there was a lot of potential growth. I think in my conversations with county staff, we think ORAD has probably underestimated the growth and that we'll have quicker growth than they anticipated, than we were advised. And we'd rather go with the county staff projections than, not that I'm not a NC State fan, and I'm not, but we'd rather go with our local projections than NC State. And I apologize to all the state fans.
You don't sound sincere.
And I believe the request as far as the local expenditure is from the restricted sales tax.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions of Mr. Stover?
None.
Okay. Should we do two motions, or are you okay with just one?
Strike it with one.
Okay. So do we have a motion to approve the requested grant application from the school system?
Mr. Chair, let me ask one question, if I can, of our county manager, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Just for clarity, the money, restricted sales tax money, we do have funds available.
Yes,
And
sir.
the funding would be sufficient.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Do you need us to reference the dollar amount at all, or the motion?
It may be fluid a little bit, so I'd just say match with the 5%. Hopefully it won't change any, but it may.
Okay.
That gives us a little flexibility.
With that in mind, we still have your motion, Commissioner Powell?
Yes, make a motion.
Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Richardson. All in favor, let it be known by the sound of aye. Aye. Any opposed? And I believe that's everything on the agenda. So do we have a motion to adjourn? Or do you have anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Powell,
Second?
second by Commissioner Hall. All in favor, let it be known by the sound of aye. Aye. We stand adjourned.